Good morning. Today, August 15th, is National Liberation Day here in South Korea. It's the anniversary of Korea's independence from Japan's 35 years of colonial rule between 1910 and 1945. In Korean, it is known as Gwangbokjeol, meaning the Day of Restoration of Light. It is meant to signify the country's regaining of its liberty, the light that found the darkest period in the country's history. In a short time, we'll bring you live the commemoration ceremony taking place here in Seoul. Marking the 78th Liberation Day, this year's ceremony will be held under the theme of the Great People, the Journey to Freedom. And President Yoon Suk-yeol will deliver his speech. The message is likely to be focused on the importance of remembering the sacrifices of patriotic martyrs and the continued efforts to promote democracy and prosperity. The ceremony will be held at Ewha Women's University, and it is a significant location for having produced numerous female independence activists as a successor of Ewha School. Now it seems like the ceremony has now begun, so let's listen in.
Everyone, I am Park Bo-kyung, your host for the 78th Liberation Day ceremony. Today we're joined by very special two people at the ceremony. They are Patriot Oh Sung-kyu and Patriot Kim Young-kwan, who entered with the President and the First Lady. I'd like to introduce the two gentlemen to you. The first person on the screen is Patriot Kim Young-kwan. Patriot Kim Young-kwan, who is 99 years old, attended the lunch at the Blue House, and he was forcibly mobilized as a student soldier under Japanese rule in 1944. While being stationed in China, he risked his life to escape and enlist in the Korean Liberation Army. Next is Patriot Oh Sung-kyu. Patriot Oh Sung-kyu, who celebrated his 100th birthday this year, moved to Japan right after liberation due to difficulties to settle down in the country amid political turmoil, but came back after 70 years in a desperate longing to spend last days of his life in his home country. Patriotic Oh Sung-kyu formed a secret organization in Manchuria, China, and deployed an anti-Japanese movement. When the organization was exposed to Japanese imperialists, he escaped with his comrades and became a member of the Liberation Army. In 1945, he underwent the joint special training with the U.S. to disrupt the Japanese army and welcome the liberation while preparing for an operation. These are Patriots Oh Sung-kyu and Kim Young-kwan, who made the great history of liberation. Please stand and give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. I wish the two patriots enjoy a long and happy life in the Free Republic of Korea. Let us now begin the ceremony for Korea's 78th Liberation Day. At today's ceremony, we would like to begin with the reading of a poem expressing the thrill and joy of liberation 78 years ago. The poem titled Only Glory that expresses the joy and glory at the time of liberation, written by Mr. Lee Hee-seung in 1945. The poem will be read by the actor Yoo Dong-gun. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
영광뿐이다.
Only Glory. Lee Hee-seung.
8월 보름날
On the full moon day
저들의
of the
병력이
month of August,
우리에게는
their thunderbolt
자유의 종이었다.
was our liberty bell.
태양을 다시 보게
Espy the sun again.
오, 이게
Oh, how long
얼마만이냐.
has it been?
잃어버린 입을 도로
Recovered my mouth that was stolen.
혀가
Now the tongue maneuvers at will.
두 발의 족쇄를
Break
부셔버리고
the shackles on both feet,
뛰거니
Run.
닦거니
or stand
하여라.
or fly.
고랑 벗어버린 두 손에
In the two hands, free from handcuffs,
깃발이
is the vigorously
거린다.
fluttering flag.
만세
The
소리에
ground
땅이 터질
seems
듯
like it would explode at the sound of cheers.
타오르는 기계.
I can see the blazing spirit.
얼마나 그리웠던
How much I missed it.
저 창
That sky,
껴안고 싶은
the beautiful rivers and mountains I
강산
want to cuddle.
무서운 연옥 속에
In the dreadful
16년
purgatory for 36 years, passed the arduous test successfully.
왜 이것이
Why
인연이냐.
is this a coincidence?
깊은 까닭과
There is a deep cause and a great cause.
그렇다.
Yes,
까닭이
there are causes and reasons, and therefore,
영광
the future is for sure only glory. Next, allegiance to the flag. Please rise from your seats and face the flag in front of you. Those of you who are unable to stand, please show your respect while being seated. The oath to the flag will be read by Kim Young-un, the grandson of patriot Oh Hee-ok, who was an independence activist from the Liberation Army and is the only living female independence activist. Salute to the flag. I pledge in front of the proud Taegeukgi allegiance to the Republic of Korea for the eternal glory of the country, liberty, and justice. At ease. Next is the singing of the national anthem. Today's national anthem will sung until the fourth verse with a lead by tenor Park Seung-ju and Wizard Choir, who won the first place in the children's choir category at the Gangneung World Choir Games 2023 held last month. Next, a moment of silence to the fallen heroes and national martyrs. Moment of silence. At ease, please be seated. Next, we will watch a video under the title of The Great People, Journey to Freedom.
태극기를 볼 때 가슴이 뛰는
When
것은
we look at the national flag Taegeukgi, we can feel that our hearts beat. It is because of our loyalty
태극기를
to
볼 때
the
가슴이
Taegeukgi.
먹먹한 것은
Why we feel like we are saddened by looking at the Taegeukgi, it is because we remember the noble
그
sacrifices.
한 가지 목표를 위해
Freedom was
뜨겁게
the only
타올랐던
purpose,
위대한 국민들,
and the people flared up with
대한민국은
towards the only
위대한 국민들이 되찾은
purpose.
나라이자
The Republic of
자유를
Korea
향해 나아가는
is the country that the great people reclaimed.
자신의 생명도 아끼지 않았던
He did not
애국자들,
spare his life,
자유,
and they are the national martyrs.
네 글자
The
위에 자신의
independence
삶을 희생했습니다.
and the liberation
나라를 잃은
were
그들에게
the values that they sacrificed themselves
그들을
for.
하나로 뭉치게 하는
And
정신이었습니다.
Taegeukgi, the national flag, was their motherland and was their sole purpose to come together.
잘 되도록 노력하는 수밖에 없지.
We cannot help but put our efforts in to make our country a better place. Just by looking at Taegeukgi itself, I felt my eyes just swelled up. So when I saw the Taegeukgi, the beautiful Taegeukgi, I was so happy.
맞이한 조국의
At last, the liberation of the motherland.
자유를 향한 여정은 여기서
The
끝이
great
아니라
journey to freedom does not end here. It is a new opening.
국민들은
The
자유민주주의의
people,
통일 위해 산업
based
발전을
on the free democracy,
민족 특유의 의지와
the
창조성을 바탕
economic development was
세계 속
achieved,
빛나는
and with
대한민국을
our grit,
만들어가고 있습니다.
we are making
또한
the
선열들의
glorious
자유독립
Republic
정신을
of Korea,
계승하여
and also
자유,
upholding
평화,
the ancestors' spirit.
그 보편적 가치를
We
지키기 위해
are
국제적인
striving
책임을 다할
towards
것입니다.
keeping the universal values of freedom, democracy, and prosperity.
자유를 지키고
Restore the freedom, uphold the
자유를
freedom,
발전시키는 것.
and advance the freedom itself.
위대한 국민의
It
자유를
is
향한 이 여정은
The journey
우리가
of the
써내려갈
great people,
대한민국과
the journey
함께
to freedom,
계속될 것입니다.
and this will continue together with the Republic of
Freedom
Korea.
brings peace. Peace, in turn, safeguards freedom. Freedom and peace are sources of creativity and innovation. They bring prosperity and abundance.
The Great People, Journey to Freedom. Next, we will invite a congratulatory performance expressing the new journey of freedom that the great people will make. The world-renowned b-boying crew Fusion MC prepared a performance to the song of independence that fighters sang for the liberation of the country.
건너라 악독한 원수물이 쓸어 몰아라 이랬던 조국 항상 회복하는 날 만세를 불러보세 국민문의 자유종이 울릴 때까지 싸우러 나가세 국민문의 자유종이 울릴 때까지 싸우러 나가세 싸우러 나가세
Please give Fusion MC another round of applause for their wonderful performance. Next, President Lee Jong-chan of Korea Liberation Association will give his commemorative speech. Please move to the rostrum.
존경하는
Honorable
윤석열 대통령,
President Yoon Suk-yeol
그리고
and
내외
First
주민
Lady,
여러분,
distinguished guests,
사랑하고 존경하는 국민 여러분,
beloved
오늘
fellow
광복절
Koreans,
78주년을
today we mark the 78th
맞이했습니다.
Liberation Day, and I have different feelings today.
10살 때
In 1945, when I was 10 years old,
망명지 상해에서
I
맞이했습니다.
welcomed the Liberation Day at Shanghai, where we were in
함성과 폭죽이
the
터지는
asylum.
소리, 저도 어느 틈에
Suddenly,
군중
I
속으로
heard the
달려갔습니다.
shouting of the people, and I ran into the crowd. And in the crowd, we have seen our compatriots, we have seen Indians, and also Russians. And although our languages differed, we chanted our joy. And throughout my life, it was my first time that I heard such loud cheers and shouts. My mother, who was right beside me, said, "Well, we are now free." And I could still hear that voice. She said, "We are not going to be called a slave from a ruined country." And that meant that people looked down on us when we were in China by calling us that we are from a ruined country. And we were now freed from being called that. In 1910, the Imperial Japanese, they tried to take away the sovereignty of Korea. However, our ancestors, we thought that the sovereignty that the monarch had possessed was now empowered to the people. And later, when King Gojong passed away, we changed the monarchy, and the liberation movement started anew. And it was all the process to enlighten and to light up the new process to liberation. And of course, we had failures. However, the history of our people did not discontinue. We did not have the government, but we had the country itself. We had the language, we had the Taegeukgi at our hand, and those were the words from our ancestors. Therefore, the Liberation Day is the day that we reclaim our sovereignty, and the day that we had the momentum to regain our sovereignty. And because of this history, we could become the top 10 economies around the world. Although we are not unified yet, however, the industrialization as well as the economic development flourished, and we have seen great advancements. Have you ever heard that the Korean passport, the Republic of Korea's passport, is well received around the world? I believe this is the evidence that we have made great achievements. And this is all thanks to our ancestors who fought with their lives for the independence and laid the foundation for the country that we are seeing today. However, some people say that this is the liberation was not something that is hard-owned, but it is, and it is deplorable that people are saying that it was an easy reclaim. I say it once again, the ancestors gave their lives and they devoted themselves to regain our sovereignty, and the process had continued until today. And the United Allies came together. Although it was small, with their forces, they declared the war against the Japanese imperialists. And so I would like to introduce a little poem. In my will, my small will, I don't have my name on it, but all I have on the will is the cheer for the independence of the Republic of Korea. Just remember only one phrase: cheer for independence of the Republic of Korea. We don't leave behind our names or anything that is individual, but we will devote ourselves till the end, and with our death, we are going to regain our country, reclaim the sovereignty, and when we do, we never die. Even though we die, we will live. Fellow Koreans, please keep this poem in our mind, and I would like to say that the Republic of Korea will never die amidst any kind of crisis. The Republic of Korea, may the Republic of Korea long live. Thank you.
네, 광복 회장님 좋은 말씀 감사드립니다.
Thank you very much.
다음은
Next,
대통령님께서
the President will
대한민국의
confer a
자주독립을 위해
government award
헌신하신
to persons of merit who devoted
독립유공자분들에게
themselves for the
정부
independence
포상을
of the Republic of Korea.
제78주년
In commemoration of the 78th Liberation Day, a total of 100 persons of merit will receive the award, and 5 of them will be awarded in person today.
호명되는 독립유공자 유족께서는 무대로 올라와
The
주시기
family
바랍니다.
members of the independent patriots
먼저 고
whose
김현수님입니다.
names are asked, please come up to the rostrum. First, the late Kim Hyun-soo.
훈장증
The
고
certificate of
김현수.
decoration, the late
위는
Kim Hyun-soo.
대한민국의 자주독립과
The above person
국가
contributed
권력에
greatly to the
임하지
independence and establishment of the Republic of Korea, and therefore, in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of Korea, the following medal is conferred posthumously. Order of Merit for National Foundation, Medal of National Patriotism, August 15, 2023, President of the Republic of Korea. It is conferred to his nephew, Kim Yong-soo.
다음은
Next person
독립유공자 고
is
김영조님입니다.
the late Kim Young-jo.
건국훈장
Order of
애족자
Merit of
고
National Foundation,
김영조.
the late Kim Young-jo. The contents are the same.
손녀 최경아님께
The award is
수여됩니다.
conferred to his granddaughter, Choi Kyung-ah.
다음은 독립유공자
Next
고
is
프랭크
Person of Merit
크랜스턴
for
윌리엄스입니다.
National Independence, the late Frank Earl Cranston Williams.
건국
The National Foundation Medal, the late Frank Earl Cranston Williamson. The contents are the same. The award is conferred to his great-granddaughter, Bronwyn Spencer Luther.
다음은
Next person of
독립유공자
merit for
고
national independence is the late Kim Gun-tae.
대통령
Presidential
부착
citation,
고
the late Kim Gun-tae.
이하
The
내용은
contents are the
같습니다.
same.
아들
The award is
김병용님께
conferred to his
수여됩니다.
son Kim Byung-yong.
다음은
The next person of
독립유공자
merit for
고
national independence is the
천성욱님입니다.
late Chun Sung-uk.
대통령 표창
Presidential
고
citation, the late Chun Sung-uk.
이하 내용은
The contents are the
같습니다.
same.
손자
The award is
전영배님께
conferred to his
수여됩니다.
grandson, Chun Young-bae.
네, 이상으로
This is the end of government medal conferral. The President will deliver his congratulatory remarks on the 78th anniversary of Liberation Day. Honorable fellow Koreans, 7.5 million compatriots overseas. Today marks the 78th anniversary of the National Liberation Day. I would like to pay my respect to the national martyrs and patriots who sacrificed and devoted themselves for the independence of the motherland. I would also like to express my gratitude to the bereaved families. Our independence movement was a national founding movement to create a country that belongs to the people, a liberal democracy where freedom, human rights, and the rule of law are respected. It was not simply to regain the sovereignty that had been taken away or to return to the monarchy of the past. It was not even to become a communist totalitarianism state where freedom and human rights are ignored. Therefore, our independence movement was universal and just from the perspective of the entire human race. After regaining sovereignty, our independence movement was defending a free Republic of Korea against communist forces that led to economic development, industrialization, and democratization. Now, the spirit of the independence movement is extended to the vision of a global pivotal country that fulfills its responsibilities and contributions in the international community for the freedom, peace, and prosperity of the citizens around the world. We must properly remember the ancestors who gave their all for the freedom, independence, and universal values of the motherland. Properly remembering these people is the essence and the key of national identity and the national continuity. Honorable fellow Koreans, this year marks the 70th anniversary of the Armistice Agreement and the 70th anniversary of the ROK-US alliance. We defended freedom by fighting together with the UN forces against communist aggression and succeeded in industrialization, dubbed as the miracle on the Han River. Thanks to the wise decisions of the leaders who built liberal democracy and the ROK-US alliance, and with the blood and sweat of the people, the Republic of Korea has achieved remarkable growth and prosperity. On the other hand, for the same period, 70 years, North Korea continued totalitarianism and oppressive rule and has not been able to escape from the worst poverty and deprivation. The stark difference between South Korea, which chose and pursued liberal democracy, and North Korea, which chose communist totalitarianism, has been clearly revealed. Nevertheless, anti-state forces that blindly obey communist totalitarianism, distort public opinions through manipulation and instigation, and disrupt society are still active. The reality of division where liberal democracy and communist totalitarianism confront each other, such anti-state forces will not easily disappear. These forces have disrupted and attacked the free society by making the fullest use of legal rights guaranteed by free society. This is how totalitarianism survives. Communist totalitarian forces are disguised by democracy activists, human rights activists, progressive activists, and they engage in false agitation and also conduct immoral operations. We must never be deceived or succumb to such forces or their blind followers. The belief and conviction that liberal democracy will win surely, and the spirit of solidarity and mustering our strength are very important. Since the inception of the government, we have actively promoted security and high-tech cooperation with the countries that share the universal values of freedom, human rights, and the rule of law. The ROK-US alliance is an alliance of peace and prosperity based on universal values. Japan is now a partner who share the universal values with us and pursues common interests. The Republic of Korea and Japan, as cooperative partners in security and economy, will be able to contribute together to world peace and prosperity through future-oriented cooperations and exchanges. In particular, the importance of ROK, US-Japan security cooperation on the peninsula and in the region is growing daily. To fundamentally block North Korea's nuclear and missile threats, the three countries must closely cooperate with reconnaissance assets and share North Korean nuclear and missile information in real time. The role of the 7 rare bases provided by Japan to the UN command is the greatest deterrent to North Korea's invasion of the South. In the case of North Korea's invasion of the South, automatic and immediate intervention and punishment by the UNC will follow, and the UNC's rare base in Japan is a place where the UN forces, land, sea, and air forces are sufficiently stocked. The UNC is an example of international solidarity that has played a key role in defending the freedom of the Republic of Korea under one flag. Three days later, at Camp David, the Korea-US-Japan summit will be a new milestone in the trilateral cooperation that will contribute to peace and prosperity on the Korean Peninsula and the Indo-Pacific region. Security on the Korean Peninsula and in the Indo-Pacific region is deeply related to the security in the Atlantic and European regions. Therefore, strengthening cooperation with NATO is also pivotal. The security of the Republic of Korea lies on the same axis as security in the Indo-Pacific region, security in the Atlantic and Europe, and global security. For the Republic of Korea to carry out responsible diplomacy and contribute in all directions in the international community, and also to contribute to freedom, peace, and prosperity in the world, is the way to build freedom, peace, and prosperity of the Republic of Korea. The government invests in finances and focuses its energy on official development assistance, international development cooperation, and support for freedom and peace in Ukraine for the sake of freedom and peace and prosperity of the Republic of Korea. The government will also work with the international community so that the North Korean regime can come out on the path of dialogue and cooperation rather than nuclear weapons and missiles to improve the livelihood of the North Korean people while establishing peace with overwhelming force and by operating the bold initiative.
존경하는 국민 여러분,
Honorable fellow Koreans,
출범 이후
the government since its inception has been working tirelessly to protect liberal democracy and restore the free market economy that had collapsed amidst internal and external challenges and difficulties and global crisis. Solidarity and cooperation with countries that share universal values, as well as the strong ROK-US alliance, are the foundation for the prosperity and development of the Korean economy, which is highly dependent on foreign countries. Cooperation in life and death security is bound to lead to close cooperation in the economy and cutting-edge science and technology where livelihoods are at stake. The government has been doing its best to increase exports and investment and expand advanced science and technology cooperation through active sales diplomacy. We firmly established a basis for a market economy centered on enterprises and the private sector, promoted the normalization of the real estate market, and established a sound basis by breaking through reckless finances for our future generations, and by adopting consideration and support for the socially challenged and the vulnerable as a core social policy. The government has boldly shifted its physical spending from political welfare to welfare for the underprivileged. To achieve sustainable economic growth and create quality jobs, the principle of market economy must operate properly, and a fair and just compensation system must be in place. Establishing fairness and rule of law by eradicating the illegality of the interest cartel in particular is very important, and also the construction cartel should be thoroughly destroyed. And the obstacles to investments, the so-called killer regulations, will be removed rapidly, and the R&D system should also be reformed to promote science and technology innovation. The core of science and technology competitiveness is people, so after all, it all comes down to cultivating people. We will boldly invest finances in cutting-edge science and technology, the future growth engine, and innovate higher education at a rapid pace so that various fields of study can cooperate to nurture talents. In addition, we will ensure that students' right to learn is practically guaranteed by ensuring the teachers' rights are respected and the educational field is normalized. In the field of education, the rules must stand properly, and respecting the teaching authority is also the way to set the rules right. Fellow citizens, we did not give up our dream of a country in which the people are the owners, a liberal democracy, even in the dark times, when the possibility of restoring national sovereignty in our own times was slim. The journey of the Republic of Korea in the search of freedom has now brought us not only freedom, but also peace and prosperity. Now, we must accept the historical destiny of our contribution to the freedom, peace, and prosperity of the world's citizens. To this end, the journey we embarked on in search of freedom long time ago must continue.
이제 우리의 여정은
Our journey
과거와
now,
달리 외롭지 않습니다.
unlike the past, is no
전
longer
세계
a lonely
많은
one.
친구들이 우리와
Many friends
함께하고
from
우리를
around the
응원하고
world
있습니다.
are with us and are supporting
자유를
us.
찾아 고난과
I
영광을
am very
함께한
proud of all the people of the Republic of Korea who went through the hardships and glory together in search of freedom. Thank you.
네, 말씀 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for those words.
선열들의 숭고한 희생과
The Free
헌신으로
Republic of Korea,
되찾은 자유로운 대한민국은
which was regained
오늘
through the
세계를
noble
선도하는
sacrifice and
나라가
dedication
됐습니다.
of our ancestors,
세계적인
has
나라를
become a
만들어낸
leading country
위대한
in the
국민과
world.
함께
We have prepared the second performance with the pledge to take a step toward greater freedom, together with the great people who created a world-class country. Korea's leading vocalists, baritone Kim Dong-gyu and soprano Hanarum, the choirs, Classicus and Wizard Choir, which won first places in the contemporary music and children's choir categories at the Gangneung World Choir Game, and also, together with the choir of the Ministry of National Defense, will sing the two songs, Beautiful Korea and The New World, as a grand choir.
저기 강이 달린다 저기 항이 훔친다 저기 꿈이 흐른다 멋진 설악산에서 맑은 경포대에서 푸른 다도해에서 외딴 울릉도에서 아름다운 우리나라 내가 태어나 살고 있는 곳 정다운 친구 사랑하느니 모두가 나를 반기네 아름다운 우리나라 사랑스런 그 이름 TVN 저 맑은 태양 고난과 좌절 다 버리고 자유를 위해 평화를 위해 사랑을 위해 미래를 위해 소망을 버린 우리의 가슴 얼마일까 저 태양을 누굴 위해 비치는가 붉은 입술로 사랑과 자유 평화를 위해 지나도 지난 슬픔 다 버리자 전통의 바다에 솟아오르는 빨간 태양 우리의 꿈 우리 희망 떠오른다 더 높이 올라가 멀리 더 멀리 지나도 지난 슬픔 다 버리게
네, 자유로운
We
대한민국의
would like to give
희망을
another big round of
하나하나
applause once again to the singers who conveyed the hope of the Free Republic of Korea with one voice.
자, 이어서 광복절
Let us
노래를
sing the
함께
National
부르겠습니다.
Liberation Day
모두
song.
자리에서
Please stand
일어나셔서
up to sing along, waving the
오른손으로
Taegeukgi.
태극기를 흔들며
on your
다
right
같이
hand.
불러주시기 바랍니다.
다시 만져보자 바람 불고 춤을 춘다 기어이 보시려던 어른이 본일 멋지하니 예나리 30년 뜨거운 비언니 잔치니 길이 지키세
이어서 제78주년
We will
광복절 경축식의 마지막
now
순서인 만세 삼창을
give three
진행하겠습니다.
manse cheers.
만세 삼창은
The
대한민국을
manse
대표하는
will be
배우
led by
유동근님,
the following people: actor Yoo Dong-gun, Air Force pilot Captain Kil Han-bit, who contributed to the rescue of 28 Koreans stranded in Sudan through Operation Promise during the armed conflict in Sudan, and Ko Jung-hwan, researcher at the Korea Aerospace Research Institution, who was in charge of the development of the Nuriho, which successfully launched with domestic technology. I ask all of you to raise the national flag and chant the cheers energetically 3 times. Today, the world is enthusiastic about Hallyu, such as Korean drama, Korean movie and Korean music. I hope that K-culture will continue to lead the world culture. Following the spirit of the independence activists who devoted themselves to freedom and independence, we will honorably carry out our duty to protect the country and the people as soldiers. Just like the day we launched the people's wishes through the duty, we will do our best to lead the future space economy era. Let us cheer together, 만세!
만세! 만세! 만세!
This brings us to the end of the 78th Liberation Day commemoration.
There was a ceremony to commemorate the 78th National Liberation Day, and President Yoon Suk-yeol delivering his message on the importance of remembering the sacrifices of the patriotic martyrs is key to national identity. We will be back with all the latest news at 12 p.m. Thanks for watching.
하나, 둘, 셋.
Hey, Mr. Cupid, who's my man? Make sure you listen to what I say.